Section 28. Mahamate Bodhisattva then asked the Buddha, "In the sutras, the Bhagavan says that the Tathagata is intrinsically pure, endowed with 32 attributes, and present in the bodies of all beings, and that, like a priceless jewel wrapped in soil clothing, the ever-present, unchanging Tathagata is likewise wrapped in the soiled clothing of the skandhas, dhatus, and ayatanas, and stained with the stain of the erroneous projections of greed, anger, and delusion, and that this is what all Buddhas teach. How is it that what the Bhagavan says about the Tathagata is the same as what followers of other paths say about a self?" Bhagavan, followers of other paths also speak of an immortal creator without attributes, omnipresent and indestructible. And they say this Bhagavan is the self. The Buddha replied, "Mahamate, the Tathagata of which I speak is not the same as the self mentioned by followers of other paths. Mahamate, when I speak about the Tathagata, sometimes I call it emptiness, formlessness, or intentionlessness, or realm of reality, Dharma nature, or Dharma body, or nirvana, what is devoid of self-existence, or what neither arises nor ceases, or original quiescence, or intrinsic nirvana, or similar expressions. It is to put an end to the fear foolish beings have about the expression of no self that the Tathagatas, the Arhats, the fully enlightened ones, proclaim the teaching of the Tathagata as a projectionless realm devoid of fabrications. Mahamate, Bodhisattvas of the present and the future should not become attached to any view of a self. Take, for example, a potter who applies such things as manual labor, water, a stick, a wheel, and a string to a lump of clay to make different kinds of vessels. The Tathagata is also like this, applying wisdom and a variety of skillful means to what has no self and is free from projection. Sometimes I speak about the Tathagata and sometimes no self. Thus, the Tathagata of which I speak is not the same as the self spoken of by followers of other paths. This is what is meant by the teaching of the Tathagata. The Tathagata is taught to attract those members of other paths who are attached to a self, so that they will give up their projections of an unreal self and will enter the threefold gate of liberation and aspire to attain unexcelled, complete enlightenment forthwith. This is why the Tathagatas, the Arhats, the fully enlightened ones speak in this manner about the Tathagata. To speak otherwise would be to agree with the followers of other paths. Therefore, Mahamate, in order to avoid the views of followers of other paths, you should rely on the selfless Tathagata. Section 29. The Buddha then repeated the meaning of this in verse.
A continuous person in the skandhas, conditions and motes of dust, the creation of a powerful Lord, projections of nothing but mind.